welcome to my channel. My name is Jazzy RN. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I have worked remotely as a nurse for over 9 years, and the goal of my channel is to help nurses pivot from the bedside to remote work. This first company is called Intermountain Health, and they are hiring an RN triage call agent patient service center. This job is posted just today. It is full-time, and you have until April 10th to apply. I always first go to the qualifications of the job, but please note that a video interview through Microsoft Teams will be required, as well as potential on-site interviews and meetings. Now this job, they say that we're committed to offering flexible work options where approved and stated in the job posting. However, we are currently not considering candidates who reside or plan to reside in the following states. That is California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. So now we're going to go straight to the qualifications. And for this job, you must have an RN license in the state of practice, a basic life support certification for healthcare providers. Now the jobs I've worked do not require you to have a BLS because you work remotely and you're at home. 5 years of clinical experience, that is the bedside. Exceptional verbal and written communication skills. Strong ability for conceptual thinking, problem resolution and planning, intermediate knowledge and skill of word processing software. RNs hired or promoted into this role need to have or obtain their BSN within 3 years of hire or promotion. And the preferred qualifications are a BSN, education must be obtained from an accredited institution, and degree will be verified. 7 years of clinical experience in direct patient care, experience with patient education, experience in triage clinical area, and Spanish as a second language. The next company is with BEDSIDE Health. Now they have 2 jobs available for the same job title. This is for a clinical triage nurse, labor and delivery, work from home. Now this one is part-time, and the other job is full-time. They have the exact same requirements. So for the part-time position, you must have education of an accredited school of nursing, RN license for the state of California, and you can submit application without a California RN license, but you must acquire it prior to your start date if selected, and you must have an RN license in the state of residence. They prefer you to have 2 years experience in practical nursing in a hospital, clinic, urgent care, or ER department, 2 years experience with several specialties and subspecialties. OB/GYN experience is helpful. And we'll skip over the skills and knowledge, and the pay range starts at $37.19 per hour. The next position is the exact same position, but this one is full-time, and I believe all of the qualifications are exactly the same, and the same starting wage as well, $37.19 per hour. I do want to mention, if you go to the description box below, you'll see a link, and it will take you here, the cure to bedside burnout. I have a list of over 90 companies that hires nurses to work remotely. Some of these companies are for nurses in different countries like Australia, Canada, the Philippines, and more. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see links to Reddit as well as Glassdoor regarding if you want to do your own due diligence on researching the companies prior to starting there. So this includes Glassdoor, Reddit. These are 2 Reddit threads I really like. Comparably, Team Blind, and Fishbowl. Here is a link to my Udemy course. It's called Remote Nursing, the Cure to Bedside Burnout. It includes information about interqual, MCG, templates, interview questions, and more. The next one is a link to Office Essentials. So most of these essentials I actually have at home. The only one I don't have is this one, but I have all of these. I do want to point out that it doesn't matter what kind of chair you buy. This is the best investment I have for myself, is this memory foam seat cushion. So just in case, also if you are evacuating for, let's say, a hurricane or a forest fire, it is not practical to bring the whole chair, but this seat cushion works for whatever chair you have. And this next portion here is a list of over 20 questions and answers regarding working remotely. And if you scroll below that, you will see a resume tips with a template. I do promote that you use this template, and also you want to include platforms. You want your resume to look like it is tech savvy. So any platform or software you've used at your current job or previous jobs, you want to add it, especially Epic, Microsoft Office, Cerner, Protouch, and anything that you have used or currently using at your current job, you want to add that to your resume. Also write your resume with this in mind: what you did, why it's important, and how it relates to the job you want. Now here's an example of what I mean by that. So your job at the bedside does directly relate to a job as an insurance nurse. So let's say, for example, utilization review. And on the right hand side here is a template of how my resume is set up. Just make sure that your current job, your present job, is written in present tense, and your previous jobs are all written in past tense. I have seen people's nurses' resumes, and I've seen both past and present tense on all their job descriptions. Below that is a difference, side-by-side difference of what a bedside nurse does versus an insurance nurse. And as well below here, you'll see what you do as a bedside nurse directly relates to what is reviewed by an insurance nurse. And then where does the insurance nurse obtain clinical? The clinical is what you are documenting in the patient's chart. So it's from the hospital, or let's say if you're working in a nursing home, long-term acute care, or inpatient rehabilitation, the same thing. It's whatever you're documenting in the patient's chart. And then here, if you want to get certification in either InterQual or MCG, these links, you can't actually click on them, but if you just type in Google InterQual certification or MCG certification, and this will pop up on your screen, and these are options you can use to get your certification. They are both the same price. I do recommend that if you want to make your resume more marketable, a certification may make you stand out. And the next job is same with Sutter Health. This is an advice nurse for mental health. This job is actually per diem casual. It is in 5 locations. That's Salt Lake City, Utah, Phoenix, Arizona, Boise, Idaho, Missoula, Montana, and Salt Lake City, Utah. Now for this position, the requirements are graduate of an accredited school of nursing, an RN license for the state of California, or RN license in the state of residence. They prefer you to have 1 year of mental health and 2 years of practical nursing in a hospital, clinic, urgent care, or ER department. Here are the lists of skills and knowledge. And this is a varied shift job. It is per diem casual. You'll be working 8 to 12 hours. The days of the week also variable, as well as rotating weekends. There's no benefits, no unions. The position status is non-exempt. And the pay range is from $37.19 to $48.71 per hour.